Hello there, good evening. This is Anna. I'm going to talk about the recap of whatever happened earlier this afternoon in regards to trading. Let's go to um, this is a 15-minute time frame. So here, as you can see, earlier, I think before the 9 o'clock, we were long already, and I'm going to show you. I think this is the close and open trades right here. So these are the trades like at early morning, RTY, out RTY, stopped out NQ, long NQ, out 13. This is at 85. And then I went long again. And then I got stop out. Okay. And then I went long and then short afterwards. Uh, so this one, we did a vertical uh, PCS and then, get out early. This one is closing the CL from the long this morning, uh, from the BWAP, and then what other things happen? Yep, so keep long, and I close uh, CL there, keep going, and then the last trade that I did, like at 4 o'clock, I um, did long, and this is like for the next day trade. Okay, anyway, let's talk about RTY because this is like really important as far as breaking out trade. Okay, this is a breakout trade. We entered really early in RTY before the even, breakout. So I was long there here once it passed the BWAP, and I posted that, and my target is recently like 31 area. Okay, and I didn't really get back in it until I got the uh, return to, not here, but I kind of traded it here. So uh, this is like a pause in between there from the returns that before the 11 o'clock session on, sorry, 11:30 EU close. So that's the only thing that I could do with the RTY because the fact that they are moving like really extensively. So, you know, you can't really, I don't really like chasing. I mean, this is like too much for me to really handle as far as like entering here. But for that, if I did trade that, I didn't post it in the room, but I only target this high. Okay. I didn't I didn't really target higher than that because I didn't know that we were gonna go higher. But I also do know that RTY actually, have a 40 points move ATR. So anything can happen. So that's RTY for the day. Here's NQ. So NQ, earlier I was long and I was trying to target close to the 13033 right there. And I said, long here at the, well, return to the BWAP. I did long at the BWAP and targeted the recent high that, close to 13,000. Okay, so sometimes that can happen is returning. So right here, also, going long here is good, right? So target here as far as the 13,000 area and possibly higher in there, the 1315. I kind of like trail there also. And here comes the short on the BWAP. The bot really did well and I targeted and exited here. Okay, I thought we were gonna return to this. I actually entered and pivot around here. Like when it touches here, I said I was gonna go long at 935. So that's where I went long around that and then target the BWAP. And that was the trade. and then I shorted after that. um this thing here is a very one of those, you know, sideways move. You can't really do nothing with that but to kind of tag along the BWAP as your equilibrium level and work around with your pivots. So this is the pivots in trail when you get to, you know, certain area like 13,000 and seeing like there's a M pattern right there. You know, possibly this will go back to the mean, which is here, right? Um, that's all you can do as far as that. As much as I want to go long, this thing is not as friendly with the bulls today. So I mean, they didn't really go lower. I think minus 60, 70. That's not bad. It's not 100. That's okay. So that's what I have. And let's go look at ES. So ES, I kind of played it a little bit, but I really didn't, you know, because this one is zigzagging the whole time. I got stop out I think twice. I lost like 4 points. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna touch this thing until it makes up its mind. Okay. It did went short from here and the bot shorted it and I just let it go. And I exited right here. It's 37.98. I actually want to go long there. I bought some SPX I think around here and then exited at the BWAP. Okay, so I did enter there. I think it was like here somewhere and then exited right around here. It's not a lot, it's like 50 cents, but whatever. It is what it is. um, so once they didn't break that, then I'm like, this is a trouble now. So this is like breaking down the box. You know, the Darvis is like going down. If you can see, this is like a ladder. So when you see that happening and you are really close to here, this is only an R1 and, you know, think of possible that this could happen as far as going down here. And that's okay. You just short the BWAP. But I, you know, when you wanted to do to go short, you know, make sure that you are close to like 2 o'clock or so. Wait for until it goes to like the time where everybody's coming back from I don't know, from lunchtime or something. So that's what I'm looking for as far as ES. This is like almost the same chart as NQ. You know, it's always, I mean, it's still like undecided, you know, sideways to down. It's Thursday. That's supposed to be expected. I mean, here, breaking down the box, BWAP is short. Um, I don't normally like look for Thursday that's gonna be long. You know, it's one of those sometimes it's like questionable long on a Thursday unless we have something announcement or whatever. So that's that. Let's go to YM. YM is the same thing, you know. So here's YM, you know, went R2, couldn't close, couldn't close, couldn't close, went higher, and see what happened. Broke the BWAP, went down. Also, this is like a really good, like, you know, continuous red candle. I love these when this happen, right? Because you can see like it's continuous pattern on red, especially on 15 minutes. When you see like 2 red candles back to back there, you know, your BWAP is turning red from here. I think that was like at 1:30, 2 o'clock. When it passes that and you get this big long candle, oh, that's a good one. So that you kind of want to target the MPD bands and these here as far as the pivot, okay? And then you want to trail it until it stops, until you get this long wick candle and you want to get out after that. Once you see this going like higher than 50%, you want to get out, okay? So that's how I would trail once it's kind of gotten over above 50% on the candle, you need to get out if you were short or long per se, doji or a pin bar. That's a pin bar. So here is CL. CL, that was perfect actually. CCL, that was really good. So anyway, here. So I said earlier, I mean, we were short last night, right? At open, I wanted to go long here, and this is going to be returning to the mean trade. So you can see this candle here is very important. It's bullish engulfing. Okay, once it passes that, this could probably go to our, where are we? S2. S2 is always a stalling moment for every instrument. I'm just gonna go across the board because uh, these lines are measured a day before. You know, they are they will stall in those. So whenever you see these and you have this bullish engulfing, you need to go long and target the VWAP, target the pivot. Okay, so that was that, or target like the recent high. So that was me earlier. And then wait for it to go to the VWAP, go long and target the pivot, target the actual R1. Okay, if you don't know how to do Fibonacci retracement, but anyway, I'm going to show you that right now. So this is where this thing is important. So you want to target this level here and up to this level and close to R1. So that's how I would simplify my trade, because you want to know why you don't want to get things complicated when you're going to enter and exit. Just make it simple for yourself. When you see the bullish engulfing and you are at R2, enter the trade. See, BQAP, RC is here, S2, stop right there, right? Bam, went again and went long. This isn't GC. Now, this is short also, you see that, okay, went below the BWAP. The BWAP are turning purple on mine. And this is the signal, arrow signal. So that's what I'm looking for if I'm going to short. I think it was like at last night. Yeah. So here, target this low here and then target the S2. Once we get to the S2, start looking for long to return to the mean, even just target here. That's the only time that I would do that. Okay. This morning. So here they are like back and forth here until you get this. I mean, this is like 2 o'clock in the morning. Nothing really happened. It's stalled there. So here, second one at 8:45 that happens, back to the pivot, long and VWAP, okay? Return to R1 after that. So these pivots are very important, you kind of want to use them. It's really good as far as trading long and short, and you just want to use your VWAP as your equilibrium level on trying to target as far as going long and short and finding your return to the mean entry. So just pay attention on this kind of things because they're very important. They'll help you. It help you how to trade in entering levels as far as the pivots. It's one thing that I can't live without is the pivots because they hug the lines. I mean, they're very important. Here's okay, this was nice. So here, right, entry here, VWAP, target, R2. Anyway, they're all like the same. So when you start seeing these, especially when they go above the call it 32 HMA, you want to go long there, especially when they cross the VWAP, that is long. Target target the pivots, target the second pivots. So that's the only thing that I can tell you about. I mean, nothing in written stone as far as you're gonna make money. The point is that you kind of want to have a strategy that what kind of strategy what you're looking for. So let me break it down one more time as far as the strategy wise. that we use in the room. So we use, and I like to enter on S2 level as far as going long, like right below the MPD bands, okay? And once they go above the 32 HMA, they are long. So that's the thing that I'm looking for, and I'm gonna target the BWAP from there or the pivot, whatever the closest, and then trail. Okay, when you get there, when it passes the BWAP, okay, sometimes they do go to the pivot, okay, and it will stall there and then go back to the BWAP. Now you kind of either want to go short at the BWAP if it's returning to the mean on S2, or if it's stalled there, if it went back to the BWAP and starting to go long like this one, because it passes the pivot, then you want to enter at the BWAP if it's going long. Okay, because this one is breaking out to the box like right here. Okay, so it returns to the BWAP and then went long. So it's not like we are breaking down. All right, so that's the kind of thing that you want to look for if we are on R2. There are possibly that we are going to go back to R1 or the 32 HMA or the BWAP. Those are possible, or even the pivots. They are possible, especially when you see M pattern. Okay, and then when you see the 32 HMA like here. Okay, so that's where you want to go short. You don't want to short here because it's still above, right? I mean, you can short here, but I would rather have short here on the R2. So just make things simple for you, because it'll make you a better trader and make things easier as far as trading. Okay, guys, we'll talk some other time. Have a good one. Have a good night.